Hey, thanks for stopping by. Psychic Guy here. So I'm wrapping up my last week here in Thailand, and I'm in Phuket right now, but I'll be traveling to Bangkok. But I did a lot of stuff here in Phuket. Stayed in all different parts of the island, and I want to run you through in this video last weekend what I did, because I took two separate boat tours. One was to the Pai Islands, PP Islands, Pai, one of the two. And the second trip was to what they like to call James Bond Island, because it was the movie Man with the Golden Gun had some scenes shot there. So let's just delve right into it. Thailand is a big country. This trip started in Bangkok, which is here. Then I traveled to Chiang Mai, where I spent almost 2 weeks with my stepdaughter, here. Then after that, I went south to an island called Phuket, still part of Thailand, here. I booked these tours separately. The first one was a discount tour, only costing about $40 to the PP Islands. And now at the dock, maybe I see why. We marched our way over to the boats to get on, and they took us out by way of speedboat to the PP Islands. The ride over, of course, was a little bit bumpy and a little bit windy, but I wouldn't expect anything else on a speedboat. The first stop that we made was to an island, about 15 minutes offshore, where really there wasn't anything there except for a bar and a couple of other little stores. I think they do this stop just to make sure you're not going to get seasick or anything like that. One thing this island did have a lot of were beach cats. They were everywhere. They were hiding underneath umbrellas, and they were gathered in gangs. It was a little strange, but I enjoyed a tequila sunrise and waited until we departed. Our next stop was Monkey Bay, or Island, or something. It was a place basically where the monkeys hang out. Maybe it was Monkey Cove. Anyway, we stopped and took pictures of the monkeys, but ultimately the monkeys didn't seem like they were that interested in us, and ultimately just kind of scurried off. So off to the next stop, the highlight of this tour, which is the PP Islands. The views on this tour were absolutely amazing of all of the islands in the area. Once at PP Islands, we had a chance to get out and have lunch and explore the island. There's actually a high point at the island where you can go up and you can look over the whole area, which is a breathtaking sight to see. The most breathtaking sight I saw was this giant-sized IHOP. It was a hotel, it wasn't really an IHOP. But anyway, the views were amazing from there. Next up, if you wanted to, people on the boat could actually jump into this completely clear water and swim around for a while, which I thought was pretty cool. The water there was just emerald green, and you could see all the way to the sea floor. It was absolutely an amazing sight. Beautiful views all around. After everyone had got their swimming in, we loaded back up the boat and we headed to our final stop, which is Maya Bay. Now, Maya Bay is kind of famous because the 2000 movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio was shot there. He made out with this chick in the ocean. Well, here's a clip.
There's this urban myth going around here at the moment. It's about a beach.
A secret beach on an island that no one can get to.
Okay, well, that was in the movies. Anybody can get to this island. You just need to take a boat there. But you will notice none of the tourists are going into the water any deeper than their knees. That's because after the movie, this place was inundated with tourists. So in 2018, they closed the beach completely, and they didn't even reopen it until 2022. And then you could only go in as deep as your knees. So in the movie, it was terrorism. In real life, tourism. It's close. And that concluded the first day. Let's move on to day number 2. So day number 2 started completely different. Like I said, this tour cost $80. The first tour only cost $40. And you could tell right away the experience was different. The docks were better that they dropped us off at. The briefing was more professional. And everything just seemed more worth it. So we took off in the speedboat, and our first stop was once again just sort of a jumping off island. It was just about 20 minutes away from Phuket, and it was a good chance to just park the boat, make sure we had our sea legs, and enjoy the beautiful views. If you wanted to do other activities like jet ski or rent a sailboat, you could do that. I rented the activity of a chair and an alcoholic beverage, which is usually about my speed. The views here were phenomenal, and it's just something you need to see. And in fact, when I bring Jo back, she'll be occupying that chair right there next to me. So we took off, and all of a sudden we noticed they were handing out hard hats. And I was like, why are we handing out hard hats? What's this all about? It turned out we were going to go on an unexpected journey into a cave, which I did not know was going to happen. We went into this cave, and this film has been edited, but it was about a 5-minute walk in almost complete darkness where we used our phones for light, but then we emerged into this new place. This really was like a secret hidden place that you could only get to a few days out of the year and only for a few hours out of the day because it needed to be low tide. Oh yeah. As I emerged from the cave, several people emerged behind me. It was unclear to me if I was holding them up or actually guiding the way for them. Either way, they all seemed relieved to get out. I had questions. 12 o'clock,
yes,
we're all underwater again?
On top, yes.
Okay. Even this area here?
Yeah.
Really? How deep is it here?
Around here.
Oh, I'd be fine.
Yes. Not fine.
I'd be fine, assuming the tide would go down again and they could actually rescue me. But this was amazing to see. How many days a year is it like this?
About 4 days.
So we got lucky.
Yeah, we are lucky.
It was at this point that I thought about shows and movies I had seen where people had gotten stuck in situations like this, and I was the first one to volunteer to go back to the other side. And I wasn't alone. Other people wanted to come with me as well. And ultimately we waited here and enjoyed the beautiful view until we took off for our next destination. Up next, we were able to actually take paddle boats and paddle boat around one of the smaller islands. Apparently the locals here just kind of hang out with the boats and they pick people up off the speedboat, 2 or 3 at a time, load them up, and then they just kind of paddle around the island and take pictures of the views. So that's kind of cool. There are amazing views all around this island. Wow, I sure look happy. Then we were off again to our next destination, which has become known locally by everyone and to all visitors as the James Bond Island. Now, from what I read, this isn't one of the best James Bond films. Apparently, he lands on this island to uncover some secret weapon that they're building to capture the sun's energy. I guess Tattoo is there as well from Fantasy Island. Anyway, you can see there the island and the little thing that pops out of it. Well, that's the view from James Bond Island of that thingy back there. Anyway, it was kind of cool to just walk around. There wasn't much else to do there, but at least you can say that you were there. Ultimately, when I rank these two tours together, it's hard to compare because both of them just gave you amazing sights to see. There were long-tail boats that you could ride around on, beautiful, clear, emerald green water, wonderful mountain views, just absolutely phenomenal. Really, whether you get the $40 tour or the $80 tour, it doesn't matter. They're both going to leave you, I think, pretty satisfied. Maybe the $80 tour, you might get a little bit better treatment. But I guarantee you, by the end of the tour, you're going to be as tired as these two were. Basically just sitting back to back, just enjoying the scenery, waiting to get back home. And when we pulled in at the end of the tour, there were monkeys again. So, of course, we stopped and took a few more pictures of some monkeys before we docked the boat. Okay, so that's PP Islands and James Bond Island. I hope you enjoyed the video. I want you to know that after that weekend on Monday, I got a little bit of the Thai belly, I guess is what they call it. I'm not sure if it was food poisoning or just a bug, but an interesting thing happened. They said, you know, there's a pharmacy just down the road. Why don't you go down there and tell them, you know, what the issue is? And so I took the resort's advice, and they hooked me up with something called Vomitil. So I don't know, that's probably the name brand. This is actually banned in the United States. You can't get this at all. And it's supposed to be available with a prescription, but I guess they just see Americanos and they just go, okay, yeah, here, you can just have it, it's okay. I'm not gonna take it though, unless I get really sick again. I'm feeling better today. So thanks for watching. All of the Thailand videos are now organized into a playlist, and you can find that playlist right in this vicinity right here. If you'd like to check out Chiang Mai and what I did there, or other stops in Phuket, Bangkok, there's going to be more videos that come. They will also get populated there. So I hope you enjoy this series, and I'm enjoying my time in Thailand. 3 weeks down, 1 week to go. See you soon. Thai Guy out.